Hi health seekers and chronic pain sufferers, how's it going? I want to share my story of having chronic abdominal pain for 2 years in my life and having no answers. So back in 2017, I came off of Trinessa that I had been on for 4 years, and as soon as I came off the birth control pills, I was in an extreme amount of pain that led me to go to the ER, and at the ER, all they did was a pelvic exam and an x-ray of some sort, an ultrasound, and they found that I had fluid around the cul-de-sac, whatever that means, and when they did the pelvic exam they saw that my cervix was inflamed. So then I followed up with my OBGYN, and the problem was when I saw my OBGYN, she never did a pelvic exam for the 2 years that I was with her. Even till the end, she finally did one. But anyway, so I was under, I couldn't figure out what was going on with the pain, and my symptoms were no discharge. Both ovaries felt like they were swollen all the time. It felt like cramps 24/7. As soon as my bladder was full, my ovaries hurt worse, so I couldn't have a full bladder. If I ran, it felt like I was running on my ovaries. I noticed that food definitely made it worse. I had 2 years to figure that out, what made my pain worse and what didn't. I noticed that any sugar, any stuff that I was allergic to, like wheat, eggs, or sesame seeds would make it worse, and dairy, and that when I stayed away from those things, it helped with my abdominal pain. So I did some sort of SCD diet, specific carbohydrate diet. So anyway, I got ultrasound after ultrasound to figure out what was wrong. Nothing ever showed up in the ultrasounds. I didn't have ovarian cysts. I didn't have fibroids. I finally convinced my OBGYN after 2 years of living with this pain to do a laparoscopy, and the laparoscopy showed no endometriosis, but I was super inflamed down where my ovaries, uterus, and bowels were, red in there, and my veins were swollen and they were super red, and she thought it was my bowels, so she sent me to a gastroenterologist for another 9 months, and they didn't really do anything, and I told them that food bothered this, made it worse, but it never, I had my cycle perfect. My cycle was 28 days, and it just felt like I had cramps 24/7, and then as soon as my period hit, I was in the worst pain of my life. So it kind of seemed like endometriosis, but it was 24/7 pain. And so yeah, that's why we did that laparoscopy. But it was literally correlated with my period and hormones and my ovaries. It was my ovaries were swollen all the time. They were hurt to bend over and stuff like that in the beginning, until I started taking L-glutamine and binders and changing my diet to get the pain to go down, which I probably would have succeeded, but I didn't, because I messed up my gallbladder doing some natural treatments online. Okay, that's another story. But eventually I went back to the OBGYN and I said, you know, this seems like an infection. You never did a pelvic exam. Let's see what's going on here. She did different swabs down there. And we did stuff for myoplasma, reticulum, or whatever that one is specifically asked for. I had to look that one up. And then I did one that was checked for freaking everything, because when you go do these exams and you think you have PID, they only check for 3 things when your own bacteria can cause it as well. They only check for trichomonas, chlamydia, and gonorrhea. but they don't check for yeast, and then they don't check for the myoplasma. So you gotta ask for those other tests. Anyway, those actually came back negative, but I said let's try antibiotics anyway. So I was on a month of doxycycline, didn't work. Then I did my metronidazole and doxycycline together, and it worked. It got rid of the chronic abdominal pain within 2 weeks. However, I got reinfected because my boyfriend was never treated for it. So I was pain-free for a month, and I avoided my boyfriend because I had a feeling that this was like sexually transmitted, but not know of what it is. And as soon as I had intercourse with my boyfriend, the pain came back, and I had to do the same round of antibiotics again, which I don't recommend because my gut is messed up. So ladies, just make sure that if you have chronic issues like chronic UTIs, chronic abdominal pain, it might be the guy that you're with, and he doesn't know and you don't know because you guys have been together for so long. So that's something to consider. I broke up with that guy because I was so pissed because I lived with it for 2 years, and I was scared to have intercourse, and like I was kind of pushed into doing it. So make sure that they get treated too if you guys want to stay together. I did also want to mention that, yeah, I had ultrasound after ultrasound and nothing ever came up. Because I swear to God, I felt like ovarian cysts rupturing all the time, or swollen ovaries. And when my period did come around, the pain was excruciating. I had to take a lot of ibuprofen the day of my period, like a lot, guys. Like 8 pills of ibuprofen, and I only saved my period for when to take ibuprofen because I knew it was bad for my kidneys, but I wanted to save it for that specific day because it was horrendous. So now you guys know there's something going around that no one really knows about. I've met other people who had the same story, coming off of birth control, extreme pain, or just having chronic pelvic pain, and with the same symptoms. And yeah, eventually my friend, she's been able to get rid of it with just a diet change in CBD oil and probiotics. So something to consider, guys. I just wanted to let you know you're not alone, and there's some bullshit going on out there, and I wanted to keep this video short, but also inform all of you that if you have any questions or concerns, put them in the comments below, because I would like to hear from you guys. And I'll make more videos if I have to, because living with chronic abdominal pain is the worst. Oh, and intercourse, that shit hurt when you have pain down there. For me, it was only when I was having intercourse, but it can kind of linger a little bit afterwards. I just also wanted to put that in here too, so you all know. Alright, have a good one.